All your shit's like on silent too, dickheads.
What wank? He comes to my house and he's like,
Yeah, this is how you want to do it, alright?
Wow. Well, I guess we've begun, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right. So crack a cold one, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hold on.
Hey.
Is that my fucking CC?
No.
That's mine now.
No.
I'm surprised though. I've never really seen Jared voluntarily drink alcohol. What are you drinking?
CC's almost every night.
What are you drinking?
Bitch about it.
What's that?
It's water.
Oh, you softy. You're the one that's actually been drinking all night. I mean, I got a dry, so I can't. But it's kind of weak. All right.
I would have picked up a cold one.
So-
So, boys, you can just stay on that, get on the piss.
Oh, I like that. You got another one of those?
Yeah.
To be fair, I actually could stay, but no, I won't.
Might grab one, eh?
You actually?
Legit.
You're actually. We've just started the podcast,
Doesn't matter.
and we're gonna leave.
Cheers,
Right.
cunts.
Yeah, the host will.
We'll be back right after this ad break from our sponsors.
Sponsors.
I'd like to thank Canadian Club for making this podcast possible, alright? The smooth, refreshing taste of a Canadian Club.
CC,
Yeah.
right, thank you. Not that cold shit.
Yeah, good
I'm
shit.
actually not stopping the recording. We're continuing this.
Oh,
So
it's easy
because
to-
we're gonna jump straight into religion.
Yeah, right.
That's what we're hitting today.
Yeah, the
Scam,
big topic.
yeah, fucking
Well,
Scam.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
bigger ones.
Getting scammed. I think there's every other fucking alcoholic beverage.
What do we think of religion, boys? Cameron, I want
I'm
you
not
to.
a
I want
big
you
fan.
to. I want you to tell me what you told me about 20 minutes ago about a certain subject at
Like
school.
your last big man.
Alright, so I don't like religion. Yeah, well, I'm not a religious person. I used to be, but I'm not a religious person anymore because of 2-unit religion in high school. That actually made me non-religious.
And I find that incredible.
18 out of 20.
We all went. Oh, don't even. We all went to a Catholic high school.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
We did.
You didn't turn up. So
Yeah, you didn't turn
Yeah,
up.
no,
True.
I
Up until that point, I was fine. Like, just like our sessions of fucking religion, because it was like,
Wait, were
Yeah,
you
you just
you were
there.
brought up at Catholic?
well, yeah, my grandfather and
Right.
grandmother.
Did you
were
do all your
ministers and
sacraments?
stuff. Yes.
Yeah, same. What about
Yeah.
you?
No, my family's like never been religious whatsoever. My dad like goes to church occasionally for whatever the fuck reason. But yeah, no one in my
I hope
family's
your
actually
dad's killed
religious.
someone there.
Probably,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Conscious, fuck.
Wow,
Honestly.
that's gotten heavy. Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it was like year 9 and 10 for me where I like started to question it because I just
She's getting fucking puss.
sex before marriage is not a thing, boys.
Yeah.
It's not allowed. It's
It is,
illegal.
yeah, it is for me.
Christians
Yeah,
to the bone. No, but
I'm
like,
non-religious, but I believe in that. Alright.
but like, do you believe in God at all, or do you believe that there's something up there?
High power.
No, I don't believe in God.
That's
I
the
don't
high
believe in
power.
So none of you believe in any sort of God or any
Just
sort of
said there's a high
superpower
power,
being.
so you don't believe in
Oh no, so you do.
No.
Okay.
that. No, I don't.
What's the higher power to you though?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Hey,
Do you believe
we're
it
a
has?
simulation,
Do you
bro.
believe it has any control over what we are?
We're a simulation.
No, you make your own fucking choices in life.
Dude.
No higher power fucking determines
Dude.
what you fucking do in the day-to-day life.
Are you sure though? Are you sure we
I
don't
am
just have?
sure.
You're
Multiple
sure?
universes.
If you want to fucking shoot up this room right now, Luke, you fucking do it, alright? There's no higher power telling you not to fucking do it, alright? You make that fucking choice, alright?
You know, look.
Let's not encourage him to make that
Yeah,
choice. If
yeah,
anything,
true,
buddy,
yeah.
fucking hell.
No, look.
The only person that do that is you, big man.
Ooh, big man.
Exactly.
No, look, I can agree to that. I can definitely agree to that. The fact that you make your own choices, but I still think that there's a higher being. Like I think there's a higher power that influences certain things.
Like
Like-
certain things, though.
Well, that's a good question.
Mm.
I mean, I notice weird shit happen all the time. Like real weird coincidences. Like at work, for example. Like it's my job to send a lot of emails to students and things like that. And you know, they might some students send the same email twice, like a few hours apart. So I'll be going through the inbox, I'll do one, and then I'll complete it, and then I'll come to that same student later, and I'm like, wait, did I actually do it? So I go back and check their record and shit, and realize I've missed something, and I only saw that they missed something because for whatever reason they sent two, and I don't know what else. That's not really a good case, is it?
That's a fucking great
That's
case.
real fucking
It's
No,
probably
that's
just
a
because
great
you
case.
forgot to do it. And
Yeah,
they're like,
exactly,
Can this
yeah.
kid do it or?
No, I guess like, okay, for example, if I leave my light switch on
Okay.
and I leave my room, and then like I'm about to leave the house, I'm like, shit, I need to grab my phone charger,
Yeah.
and then I walk back in my room, and it's, oh, my light switch, I didn't turn it off. God called me back into this room, told me to come and
That's
get my
just-
charger.
that's just
Surely that
because
can
I
be
left my
like,
light switch
yeah,
on.
that's
surely,
just
yeah,
fucking
surely that can be
self-awareness.
just like coincidences and stuff.
But it happens to me like regularly.
But that's just your mind just like playing on like, okay, did I actually like do this
So
fucking task?
what you're saying is I've been played
By yourself.
by
Yeah,
myself.
exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you
I don't
played
think there's a
yourself.
high
No.
power telling you to turn
No,
off
I
the
think
fucking
it's-
light in the
well,
like the room.
If
or,
you
like, some
leave your
shit like
house, or like when you get out of the car and go into the shops, you're like, shit, did I lock my car? Even though you like stood there like, it's locked.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
walk
no, I
behind it,
guess.
unlock it.
I guess. But let's bring it back to religion properly.
that. All right.
Cameron, did you-
Which religion are we going to target?
All of
I mean,
them.
your fucking religion.
They're all scams.
Yeah,
They're all
exactly.
scams.
Yeah,
They're all scams. Like
As
every single one.
as said by Mr. Newman.
I
they're
do
all
believe they
scams.
are all just fucking scams at a point. You know?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I definitely believe they're a construct. They're a human construct.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's some cunt that's looked into the sky and be like, okay, there's fucking some almighty being fucking like controlling everything, and that put me on this earth. And then some other dumb
It's-
cunt's like, yeah, I could definitely believe that.
Yeah,
Fucking,
I reckon-
alright, yeah, that seems definitely plausible.
Look,
and then it just
yeah.
starts off from fucking down.
Yeah, like for instance, you think about like the mines and shit, and they're like, oh, we have to sacrifice a human to make it rain
Exactly.
for our crops, whereas we know it's like, oh, it's gonna rain in like 10 days because we can fucking predict the weather, but they don't know that. They're like, we have
True.
to sacrifice people to our god, and so
Well, the thing is, right? Do we actually have proof of all of that happening, or are they just written in books?
of what happened.
But like God's fucking
That
existence
people
or
used to
something.
sacrifice lambs and people and this and that. Like,
Yeah,
Or
well,
are they
isn't
all
it
just
all
stories?
through the Bible? where
yeah,
they
but that's my
sacrifice?
point. Is are they just stories? Where's the actual proof that that ever happened?
Exactly. It's like, where's the proof that like God actually does exist? There's no fucking like divine like evidence that like God does exist. It's just fucking some cunt in a book like, yeah, fucking God sent his son down to fucking perform miracles.
All
and
right. Well,
we
fair enough.
fucking witnessed them.
Fair enough. So that's Christianity then.
Could have been like an early era, like David Blair or whatever. Who's that magician?
No, fucking.
Like fucking Dynamo or
Oh,
something.
Dynamo, yeah.
Like, let me
fucking
watch-
Dynamo,
let me
some
watch-
shit like that, yeah.
Let me
Oh,
turn
fuck,
water
yeah, it's
into
like, yeah,
wine.
it's like,
you
oh,
fucking
shit,
like
fucking-
wine.
This is ASMR.
All right. Well, so are we all in agreement? Like, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one.
I feel like people sort of turn to religion for a lot of things that like they don't understand.
Significantly
But-
less this like in our generation though. Like I feel like our parents were kind of the last generation that actually took religion very seriously.
Because we're woke. Social media.
No, we're not woke. We're just yeah, actually maybe.
No, social media's taken us away from that whole religious aspect.
Well, I just think we don't have time for religion. Like one of the big things that religion was a time filler. Like it was a place to go on Sundays and actually like do something with your day. Or you pray at the end of the night or something. Whereas now we don't I don't even have time to think. Half the time I don't get what I want to get done.
No, I thought well,
No.
it wasn't.
Shout out to Nathan.
No, it wasn't like when they were sorting out, like when civilizations and shit were sorting out days to work and stuff, they made Sunday a day for worship
Rest.
because
Yeah,
because they were religious.
The Sabbath, right?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah,
I
Sabbath
think
day
so.
or something.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
it
like
is,
this
yeah.
that you have this day off because you
on
have
the
to go
seventh
to
day, God
church.
rests.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Righto. I mean, like I said before, I don't know. I kind of lost it about year 9 and 10. And that was kind of when I went through my stage of like, my whole life I've just done what my parents have said. And I kind of just followed that blindly. And that was when I became woke and like started challenging things, thinking for myself and actually being able to say, no, actually, you're wrong, mate. So, and then there's also the whole, yeah, like where's the proof?
Yeah.
And we're a society that can access, and that's the other thing. I think if you want to know something, you can go and find evidence of it and proof of it. And, you know, just about everything we would need to know has some sort of scientific background at this point in time. Whereas previous generations didn't have that. Like there were a lot of things that they just believed
exactly.
because
That's
they
what
believed.
That's what I was trying to explain. My like that's what people just assumed that God was responsible for, like I said, like rain, with the Mayans or whatever. They
Yeah.
sacrifice someone, and then God makes rain. But we know that, you know, we obviously have a scientific explanation for why it does rain.
Yeah, it goes a
Well,
lot deeper
that's-
than
that's
just
a-
fucking
that's a-
sacrificing
no, that's
and
a
go
pretty
to
good
fucking
segue then.
make
Do
the
you-
rains come and
like,
some shit
do you
like
think that-
fucking-
the balances and the scale is tipped in terms of faith and science, and now that our knowledge of science has greatly improved, it's kind of disproved so much of what we thought religion was responsible for, and that the scales have shifted. So do you think science is a big part of that?
Yeah,
Well,
I reckon. Yeah, definitely.
As a society, you eventually just become more self-aware of through either science or just shit like that, and then the eventual religion just fucking obviously downgrades as science increases, because you obviously gain a better understanding of
I also
how the fucking universe or Earth actually does work. Like back in the fucking day when it's fucking Moses or whatever, fucking sacrifice a goat, the rains come or some shit nowadays. But now it's more okay, weather patterns fucking evaporation and shit actually takes into effect. So it's
yeah,
more
righto.
just-
So I mean, for me, I'd have to agree that we've disproved a lot of the things that we put down to religion,
Oh,
which
yeah,
I guess
most
is what we've been
definitely.
saying the
Yeah.
whole time, right? But even things that aren't associated to religion, like sciences, new research has come through and disproven, like cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
That's a very modern example of something like that, where society has been turned on its head as a result of actual research that's been done.
Yeah, because I thought it had health benefits and stuff.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
no implications at all.
Exactly.
It was just a thing to do, and then everyone's like, "Well, hold up, you're actually committing suicide, so maybe you don't want to do
I
that."
think off topic real quick. I think it was a thing for stress. If someone was stressed, if they were going through
Well, yeah, that's because
stressful experience.
that's because
it
of
said
the
so.
effects it has, right? It just
Yeah.
calms you down. But I think as we've disproven more things, then we start to look for the other things that don't have as much concrete evidence in the world and go, well, actually, is that real or not? Did we land on the moon? Or,
Is the
you
Earth
know,
flat?
is the Earth flat? The Earth is definitely flat. You can't contest
Is
that.
it?
Is that a good segue? Should we move on to the flat Earth theory?
Yeah.
I think we
So,
should save some of the
sure.
other conspiracy theories until we've got more people. But
Yeah,
flat
definitely.
Earth, what's the go there?
I don't know. Wait, before we move on, I want to say two things. I was
Alright.
gonna say first with science and stuff. I think a lot of people do question whether or not things that are written in the Bible are true, because obviously, well, with the Big Bang Theory, we understand that it's not God didn't just make the Earth, that there was a massive explosion or something, and it created matter, and then matter turned into blah blah blah
Yeah.
physics stuff. And the second thing I was going to say is I also find it really arrogant of people to have different gods and then think that their god is the only god.
Yeah.
So you have Catholics and Christians and shit that think that God is the only god,
Yeah.
but then you have Norse people, I don't know, Nordic people that are oh yeah, Odin and fucking
But-
Greeks with Zeus.
I mean, well, even further to that is that Christian people, in general, are accepting of the fact that there's many religions, and yeah, it's okay. You can be a Buddhist, you can be this and that, but and kind of accept the fact that there are different gods, and that there's a Buddhist god, or well, there's not the Buddhist god, but the an Islamic god and things like that, but they still believe that their god is the only god. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree
exactly,
with that.
that's what
That's a
I
bit
mean.
weird.
Yeah.
It is.
And that whole
Yeah.
thing's a bit okay. It's they're taking pity on other religions. They're
But-
sure, you can
but
think what
why
you think,
hasn't-
but we know we're right.
Why haven't generations before us challenged it as much as we do? That's what I want to know. Why?
I think it just comes back to understanding, science-wise and stuff.
I suppose it's really hard for us to put ourselves in that position because
Exactly.
we just know so much and it's just a part of our lives.
Also, information's a lot more easy to obtain
Yeah.
these days too.
True.
So one man's idea in Europe, we can get a lot faster than back in the 1900s or whatever.
I think religion was
Send
also
a raven or something.
religion was also a source of happiness and entertainment for some people too. Whereas it you're overwhelmed with things that you can do to get that satisfaction. There are so many hobbies and things that you can access as an everyday person, and there's just so much to do in life that you kind of don't have time for religion because it doesn't serve as much of a purpose
Yeah.
anymore.
I
Yeah.
feel like religion is definitely just a fucking back of the mind thing nowadays. It's
Yeah.
always just at the back of the mind, okay, once you make a decision, it's always just there.
Yeah.
It's always just constantly there, but it's not as important as it is
Yeah, it's
making
not-
that decision.
yeah.
Definitely, nowadays.
But God made the earth flat, right?
Yep.
Have any of you ever met a real flat earther?
Jaden.
A genuine flat earther?
No.
Because I have.
Oh, we have. Tafe.
Oh,
Dustin.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Fucking
All right, tell me
actually,
about
yeah.
Dustin.
He's
Shout out to Dustin if you're watching.
Oh fuck.
he's interesting.
Interesting.
He's yeah.
Like he hates society. Like
Okay,
he's edgy.
Is he like actually on
Alex
the
super
spectrum
fan.
and you're about to bully an autistic kid?
No.
No,
No,
I
so-
wouldn't say that much.
He seems very like he knows a lot, but
Right. Just
I
hates
I
the
feel
world.
like he thinks he knows a lot, but at the end of the day,
No, well-
he's just like one man with like,
No.
the government controls this.
yeah,
I
it's like
believe
that. He's a massive
fucking-
like government everything, Earth flat. What,
yeah,
what else
exactly.
did he say?
Oh fucking. He's
So,
talking
like,
about.
he was talking about little like all the rappers and like
Yeah,
they're all shit.
He's talking about like a lot of music like influences like, or they're all just like corrupting the youth and like it's all like
They're all
depression
depressed 'cause of the
shit.
music.
Yeah, or like yeah.
Right.
And like the music just plays like a massive like influence on people, which I think it does at like to an extent,
Yeah,
but like to actually like characteristic as like controlling like the population is a bit like
And then,
like
do you want to know what music he listens to? Death metal.
Ah,
exactly.
yeah.
So-
What? Damn, what even
Depressed
is?
music or
No.
fucking.
What is death metal? I mean, are you?
It's like
which,
hardcore heavy
Are
metal.
you
What
the
he does
closest-
when he puts his mic to the mouth.
But do any of us listen to anything like that?
I don't
No.
think so, no.
I don't get it. I mean, when I listen to music, for me, it needs to sound different. Like, I need to appreciate the music. But death metal just... Literally, every single song is just someone screaming down the mic. And
Well,
I
that's
can't...
somebody's like appreciation at the end of the day, isn't it? Like we're all like different in a sense. So
Yeah.
so one man's like death metal is like another man's like Mozart. It's like fucking like
True.
oh I appreciate this shit. Well,
True.
another person's like okay this is fucking like
Plus,
garbage.
I
Just yelling
suppose
into the mic.
the emotion that you feel when you're
Yeah,
an angry
exactly.
person,
So
death
it's-
metal helps you feel that anger out.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, Dustin's flat Earth theory. What does he do? Why has he?
Like,
How did you find out he was a flat earther? What
I was on
happened?
Facebook a tape on the computer, so he could see it because he
Yeah.
sits next to me. And there was a flat Earth because I'm in the group chat because it's a meme. I saw a post and I ha-ha'd it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, flat Earth, you won." It's like, no. And he was like, "Oh, I am. Why do you think it's a globe?" I don't know. Pictures. What do you mean?
Well, when they went to the moon, they actually just they took a photo of Earth from like inside our atmosphere, but took it because technology was pretty basic back then. They literally just took a photo, and it was a circle cutout. So it's just a photo of the Earth through a circle. So the Earth is actually flat. NASA just helped cover it up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, I mean the guy that I met that's a flat earther. I was on some retreat where we had our year 7 camp up at Camp Orange Place.
Yeah, yeah.
I
yeah.
went back there for like a retreat with uni,
Okay.
and one of the group leaders, someone said something about the flat Earth, and he turned around and made a joke about it, but he was kind of like serious, and everyone's like, "Are you taking the piss or are you serious?" He's like, "Look, I'm not gonna say I am a flat earther, but scientists have gone out and surveyors have gone out with their lasers, and there should be a curvature in the Earth.
Yeah.
There should be a curvature in the Earth in the things that they've measured, and there's not. So, I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, guys?" And no one questioned him further because, you can't reason with a moron, right? But
Yeah, true.
True.
I
That's so
just...
hard to debate with Aiden.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking idiots.
But, like, what's,
You know.
what's the go? How do you even comprehend... Why would the Earth be flat? Why hasn't anything fallen off the Earth? Why haven't we found the ends of the Earth?
That's what Antarctica is, man.
Yeah.
You've got to read their theories. Antarctica is like the wall that separates us, and that's why I'm not allowed to go there of our own free will.
Yeah, but people have. And if you go...
Have they?
Well, don't say that.
I think it's just people like being unable to comprehend the scale of like the universe and being actually so insignificant that like it doesn't even matter. Like what are we, like a fucking speck
We're
in the
not
middle of
even
the
that.
fucking like
We're not
endless
even
abyss
that.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
like...
I don't think people can actually comprehend that the fact that like at the end of the day we're actually technically like worthless because we're
Yeah.
a fucking like what a fucking like
Well, we're actually infinitely small because the universe is
Exactly,
infinite.
yeah. And I think
So-
people actually can't comprehend the fact that, we're like some speck floating in like the endless void. So they're like, oh, fucking flat Earth, like we're at the center of everything. God put us here for like a fucking like reason. So
It's
my
so
life
true.
actually has like reasoning behind it. So.
I think that's yeah. Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it is how vast and how big the universe is.
Exactly. They can't like conceivably like like think about it. So it's
about
like,
the fact that we ain't shit.
yeah,
We're
exactly.
nothing.
So they want to put themselves at, okay, we're like the entire universe in a sense. Like we like matter. Like God put us here clearly. Fucking my
Well-
life. Like
well,
yeah,
If God put us here, who else has he put where?
exactly.
If the universe is infinite and he's above the infinite, he controls the universe. Wow, we really aren't shit.
If
Why?
you believe in God. Yeah,
Why is the universe so big?
I don't know. Good question.
Good question. I mean, we all took physics. Well, just about.
Did we?
Wait, did
yeah,
you take
did we?
physics?
Fucking 2, yeah, we all took it.
Oh yeah,
We're
true.
just
I mean,
inside.
we didn't take physics.
you-
We used to fucking,
I didn't take physics.
we fucking ran around with rulers and ran under tables and
Yeah, fucking sword
We
fighting Isaiah
might
with a
think
ruler.
that the universe
And
is
my cock.
huge, but like there could be something even bigger than us. Like an ant would think the planet is
yeah, true.
huge, so it's all about scale.
It's all about like perspective and scale and actually looking at the bigger picture at the end of the day.
All
So
right.
it's like-
Well, I say we go for a quick break, quick ciggy break. If you guys want to have a little bit of a
Sure, I need
puff,
to piss real bad.
and then we'll when we come back, why don't we discuss the universe?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sweet ass.
All right. Merry Christmas. See you soon.
Like to thank our sponsors.
All right. Wait, let's move the Jaeger out of the way of the microphone, shall we?
You put the microphone there, big boss.
Yeah,
It's
you
your
put
fault.
your dick. Oh, jokes. I'm so wait. So
He's wasted
I did
already.
decide to stay. In fact, so what have I had? 2 shots of Jaeger and half a beer, and I've got another one waiting.
Oh,
Big man.
yeah.
All right. So the universe. The universe. Someone
Sounds
roll
ever-
with me.
An ever-inflating balloon.
Well, it is. That's actually what it is.
But there you go.
We did physics.
Next topic.
No, Mr. McMaster. He's the one that taught us everything we know about the universe. And Timothy Cook a little bit in junior years, but
After 310, thanks.
See you 310 Madison.
fucking hell. No, it's look.
That.
I mean,
Something cool about the universe is that we'll always genuinely be the center of it.
Mm.
Like our perspective will always be in the center of the
which is
universe.
so dumb because every point is the center of the universe. Did you guys know that?
Oh yeah, technically it's ever expanding,
Yeah.
isn't
Well,
it?
yeah. So
fucking-
wherever you are in the universe, you're at the center of it. Even when you're at the edge of it, you're at the center of it because it's infinite. Do you know how hard of a concept that is to grasp?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
knowing that, how in the fuck do people think that there's no other life anywhere at all?
I don't know, I think that's stupid. when
Simple
people
minded.
do that.
There has to be life, right?
Maybe
Even if it's not-
not simple minded. Thousand like
Though, I also think it's dumb that people think there's other humans out there. Because you think about the Goldilocks conditions that had to occur for us to live the way we are. And we've been, evolving for millions, even close to billions of years probably, to get to where we are now.
Mm.
In a different set of conditions, there's a completely different lot of life out there.
exactly. We become lizards. Like
I
the
feel like
Illuminati.
Then again, I feel like there is an obvious answer to say that there definitely aren't any other species like humans. But then again, there are so many planets where life could exist.
Exactly. The universe is
That
ever
is,
expanding
like,
infinitely, so
so
A
obviously,
chance.
So
that
do you
everything
think
happens.
then that everyone's going on about this parallel universe type thing where there's a different Luke Fennec a million times an infinite amount of times?
Fucking hope not.
What if that's actually
Yeah.
what if that's actually inside of our universe and there's different mind blowing? No, I think there's definitely got to be life out there. There has to
No,
be.
yeah, most definitely.
Whether they're trying to contact us, and I think it's also a difficult thing to everyone talks about this race, this whether we're going to reach them first or they're going to reach us. Who says they're even fucking caring about reaching us?
Exactly.
We're only trying to reach out because we're humans, and the way that we've evolved is to expand. And the only way that we see, expanding now, because we've pretty much explored all of the Earth that we live on, is to go outside of that. Maybe their planets are so huge they haven't discovered that shit yet. I don't know. I just think there's so many possibilities that we'll never ever know. I don't think we'll ever know what's fully out there. Especially if the universe is infinite, how are you going to catch up to that?
You can't.
You physically
You
couldn't. You cannot reach the end of the universe. If traveling at the speed of light, you'll never actually ever catch up to it.
Yeah,
So we should just give up now. We should all die
Pretty
because
much.
there's no point to life.
Yeah.
Do you
Our
ever
lives
think?
are
Do you ever
pretty
think about that
useless anyway.
sometimes?
What?
Do you ever like just think about, you know, how your
We
life's
should
gonna
just
play
off
out?
ourselves. Yeah.
Well, no, like, I'm not talking about having suicidal thoughts, all right? Because we all have them. Let's be honest. But like, realistically, well, everyone's had a stage.
Well, yeah.
Some keep
Everyone
going, but everyone has a stage. Everyone.
What do you mean?
You question, but I mean, like, realistically, sitting there and being content in a normal frame of mind and thinking about what your life's going to be like in 20, 30 years, what's actually going to happen, whether you're actually going to make something of yourself, and whether it's worth even sticking around. Yeah, no?
To be fair, what the question was,
Clear-
but yeah,
clearly no.
keep going.
Alright.
Just thinking of something to bully me.
No, we'll come out with the question then. Where shall we go with this?
You gay?
What should we talk about?
No.
No, I'm the gay one, apparently.
There you go.
It's on camera. And luggy.
I said apparently. That's allegedly.
Mm.
Uh,
Maddie McCann's allegedly alive.
wow, you went there. Well, she's not allegedly alive.
She is.
She's not. There's hope that she might be. But she's not allegedly alive.
There's no way.
There's been no sighting in 10 years.
Yeah, there's no way.
You seen her?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. It is fucking... Yeah, let's not
Go get arrested.
Anyways,
Yeah.
this thing you said before, where like the other, like, us wanting to find other life or other life coming to us,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said, well, what if, like, how do we even know if they want to reach us? I feel like if there was a civilization on another planet, as, like, let's say as advanced or more advanced than us, surely they would think of, like, what's beyond our planet, and they would think of other life and what would happen if we got to them or they got to us.
Why
You know
though?
what I mean?
What if they don't have the thought processes that we do? What if their
Still.
thought process isn't to expand?
Mm.
Like, what if they're... So, you know, we're out... Let's be honest. We are outgrowing the Earth. We're outgrowing the planet. We're using its resources.
Oh, yeah.
We're taking up
Don't
more
you-
space than it has. Like, we're, as a civilization, as a society, all we think about is getting bigger. What can we do next? How can
I
we
think as a
improve?
society, you only really care about yourself.
Exactly. Like, it's just how do we get to that next level? What can we do bigger and better? But what about if these other planets out there very well could be a sustainable society where they live in a way that doesn't need them to continue to develop or expand, and or their way of life is just to live and survive the way that our ancestors did once upon a time. Like the Aboriginal people, the Indigenous Australian people, they were nomads. They never wanted to expand. They never wanted to, you know, they were happy in a very sustainable way of life. So, what if there's no other society out there in the universe that wants to expand? We'll never find them then, because they're never going to be giving out any sort of signal for us to find them, right?
Well, they're going to advance
Yes.
someday.
Well, I guess. What I was trying to say is, like, you can't just, like, dismiss that even if they were a civilization where they kept to themselves, that they wouldn't think of life, like them contacting life from another planet or another planet kept contact us.
Pretty sure they have like the exact same thoughts of like, oh, what
What's-
what else
what's
is out
beyond?
there in
What
the
is out there?
universe? Yeah.
But what if they've never even had the ability to research what the fuck? And what if they don't even know that there's other planets? What if they don't even know what stars are? You know, we're approaching this from a perspective where we already know, well, I say everything about space. We don't. Where we know that there is a universe outside of us. What if to them it's just part, like everything that they see in the night sky is a part of their planet or their society? What
That's
if to them
flat
it's-
earthers believe.
No, flat earthers.
Everything's
flat
inside the
earthers,
firmament.
wow.
I could sort of
Or
somewhat see,
CGI.
I could see where you're
Sure.
coming from, but I feel like if we're talking about a civilization that's as advanced as us or like more advanced, I think in saying that they wouldn't be as dumb to think like the stars are part of their
There's
planet.
always going to be one person who questions it, and then that starts a movement.
But we're acting
Flat
like
Earth.
they're
They're us
human
or something.
thinking. Like they have that ability to constructively and critically think.
But how would they reach a point of like, you know, like I said, a point that's as advanced as us or
Alright,
more advanced without having that sort
let's
of thing?
say we never evolved past the dinosaur. Because
Okay.
the climate didn't change in a way that required them to continue to evolve and mutate. What if we never got past that stage?
guess we'll just be all reptiles for the rest of like
Exactly.
eons.
So there could be other planets out there with
So
life.
you're
life on
talking
it.
about just like life, like
Life,
non-sentient.
full stop. There's got to be life out there, no question.
Well,
The,
yeah.
the debate is whether there's another society that's on a level that, like, when we think of aliens, when we portray aliens in Hollywood and movies, they're more advanced civilizations.
Well, yeah.
They're
So
They would have to be.
extraterrestrial.
They would have
Yeah,
to be
they've
more
got you.
advanced to us. For them to come to our planet, they'd have to be more advanced to travel light years.
I disagree.
From
I think that's an assumption.
So
What
how
if by
would they get to a
chance?
world?
What if by chance they made it happen? I mean, we
I don't
exist.
think you travel like light years by like being like underdeveloped as we are. Like we haven't like grasped the fucking conception of like light travel or like fucking like traveling through universe.
But that's only because of the set of parameters that the Earth, the physical, like as in from a physics perspective, the laws that apply on our planet, right?
But I think the laws of physics go throughout the universe. They're not just fucking.
Yeah,
like,
true. It's not just like
True,
a
but
relative
that's
term,
that's
like
also
relative
because of
to
our
relative.
atmospheric conditions and our gravitational pull and things like that. That means things move and act in a certain way on this Earth because of those conditions. What if there's a planet out there with totally different conditions where there's a lot less resistance in terms of gravity, wind resistance, things like that, and the life on that planet has adapted in a way that allows it to do whatever the fuck it wants and it wouldn't obey to our physical laws. It just wouldn't. I mean, what you're basically saying, what you're telling me right now, is that you're approaching this like every other planet that has life is another Earth because it
Not
has
really.
the same physical laws.
Then again, what Aiden said, physics isn't just like a relative,
Yikes.
like sort of.
Just ruin the stream, you fucking idiot.
It's not a stream, you dickhead.
Whatever, fuck you.
Yeah, physics isn't just like a relative to Earth subject. Like it's about, fucking, I don't know. You can actually like calculate the gravity of Earth and, I don't know, Mars. So like, yes, surely for us we know that the gravity of the Earth is this, and that we need this much power to get off of Earth. But that doesn't mean that we have no clue of other planets. I don't know stuff. Do you know what I mean?
That was,
Like you're saying-
that was such an intellectual sentence.
Like you're saying that like our physics wouldn't apply to them,
Mm-hmm.
whereas
That's exactly
we
what I'm
have
saying.
yeah exactly. Whereas we have like calculations to know the gravity of other planets.
In our solar system.
Not necessarily in our solar system.
Well, they are in our solar system. What information do we have of planets that are not in our solar
But
system?
if you think of what is it like? Is it Newton's third law where like? I didn't take physics, so I don't fucking
No,
know
who
this
cares
for
what
like
law it is,
for
but what's
surely,
the
but like
law? Like, what do you think?
it's the fucking one about the vacuum where like if there's no fucking like excess force in like a vacuum, like it won't fucking travel.
No, so
you mean?
it actually.
I think so,
I was
yeah.
watching Wonder today, and they mentioned this in the movie,
Okay.
and it's the
in a movie,
Yeah.
alright, okay.
yes, but
Intellectual.
It's new.
It's in Star Wars, that's real.
The high ground.
Hello.
No, like
Hello there.
hello there.
Hello there.
No, it's about how if an object is moving, it won't change its state of motion unless an external force acts upon it.
Yeah.
Or if it's not moving, it won't ever start moving unless an external force acts upon it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes. Right. And yes, I agree. But what information do we have about planets that are not in our solar system? None. Like
Solar
none.
system doesn't exist.
We don't know of planets that are not in our solar system. To us, everything that's outside of the solar system is a star.
No, but we do know other planets outside,
Life.
but we don't know anything about it. Like we've got images of them and depictions. Of them.
Okay, exactly. So we don't have any information about it. That's what I'm saying. The physical laws
Is a
that we're
photo not
talking about.
information?
That's fake.
No,
That's
no.
just Photoshop.
Talking about scientific information about its its construct, its an atmospheric makeup, if any at all, things like that, like the physics that apply on that planet.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't understand how you get to this conclusion
Okay,
of like
because
physics only applies to us. Like
Yeah.
our physics only applies
because
to
of the
us.
sun, because of the sun,
Yeah.
right? Like
It's
we're
be- yeah, okay, it's
every
because
single
of the
every
sun.
single planet in our solar system is orbiting the sun.
Okay. Yeah.
So we share that
Didn't
common
know
ground.
Nah, they're rotating like us.
Yeah, true.
We share that common ground. So the physics that apply to our planets are all relative to that. Is that we're orbiting the sun. And yes, the makeup's a little bit different, but I think as differently as we think each planet in our solar system is to Earth, I actually don't think it's that far from the makeup of Earth. Like if we actually started to explore other solar systems in the universe, I nearly said the world, wow. In the universe, we'd find they're completely fucking different. There's probably a shitload of materials that we don't even know about that we haven't discovered yet. And everything,
probably.
all of our knowledge, just in science in general, is only within the construct of our solar system. Like we think we've discovered almost all of the materials possible, sure, in our solar system, because of what's possible with the radiation from our sun and things like that. Whereas outside of that, what if there's planets orbiting a star that's because we know our sun is small, very small.
Yeah.
What if there are solar systems around suns that are ginormously, you think about the energy that we're able to generate on Earth, yeah? It's because of the energy output from our sun, for the most part. Yes, we can kind of make it from, resources on the Earth, but again, they're only there because of the energy that the sun can output. I know that's a vast generalization, but whatever. If you've got a star that's fucking 100 times the sun, that's 100 times more energy. We think about all these materials like dark matter. I don't even fucking know, but there's so many materials that we think about being able to make. Yeah, I'm fucking grasping at straws here. I know, but we've conceptualized all of these materials that would be indestructible. But we need more energy to make them. In a solar system with a star, like the center of it, the star, that is 100 times the size of the Earth, you've got 100 times more energy to work with than what we have in this solar system.
Okay.
So the possibilities are fucking, think about what else could be out there.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, if you want to put that broadly. But...
Yeah, I just think we think way too narrow when we look at the universe. We think it's going to be within the realms of what we know. There's going to be shit out there that is just totally different. Totally different. And so the life that can come as a result of that, we might not even recognize as life. Wow.
I think life is pretty definitive as life itself, living organisms, that is life itself. I don't think we have a different perception of what life is. I think if you see a rock moving and it's fucking living, I think that's life itself. I don't think we perceive that as anything different of you get what I'm saying?
But again, we've come up with a definition for life on Earth.
Not really. I think life itself is broads throughout the universe itself. If you have this fucking microscopic organism fucking eating, consuming, breeding by itself, I think that is generally
but
life itself.
The universe is infinite, therefore there can probably be infinite definitions of what life is.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Do you think that
I think life itself is a pretty broad definition, but what we perceive life is we know what life is.
Let me go near this topic then.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask each of you for a number.
Alright.
As a percentage of all of the knowing that it's infinite, sure, it's going to continue to expand, and our knowledge is infinite, literally. The possibilities. I don't even know how to word this. Considering all of the knowledge in the entire universe that there is to attain, how much of it do we have right now?
Probably fuck all.
Yeah.
I want a percentage.
Point infinity plus fucking 1, holy shit.
Exactly.
We don't even know
So you're saying at least
everything about our
1%.
solar system.
Exactly.
We don't even know. We don't
We
even know everything
plus
about
one.
our own planet, let alone the solar system, let alone the galaxy, let alone the universe.
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
it would be a very, very, very small number.
So, exactly. So everything I've been saying all along, where you're trying to tell me well, actually no, we kind of know a lot about physics. We know fuck all about anything at all.
But I think the point that you try to make is that life itself is that we have a pretty understanding observation of what life is outside of us. If we see a fucking microbe and it's living, yeah, that is life itself. Fucking like I don't think I don't think we'll see that as like, oh no, that's not life. Like life is like life. Like
Okay, so
You
what
can
if,
add
what if,
characteristics
what if another
towards that.
civilization we end up meeting, we end up discussing things with, we're able to communicate with them, and we start sharing this information and exchanging it, and they go, actually, we deem life as this. And then we look at it and go, well, no, that's not what we think life is.
I think it's all just perspective, isn't it? At the end of the day, like
Look, I'm an intellectual and I watch Rick and Morty. There's an episode with the cloud. That has no cells or anything. Microbe doesn't eat. Would you consider that life? That appeared to you?
what the
Well,
fucking like
I mean, we've
cloud
discussed
stars.
We've,
Because-
we've
no,
discussed this topic of life, and none of us have been bothered to look up a definition of what we deem life is. So,
A living organism.
Yeah, organism
but what is a living
cells.
organism? Like, what makes a living organism?
Cells.
A body of cells or.
But a rock's made of cells.
Cells and
Everything's
able
made of
to
cells. Cells are the building blocks of
consume,
everything.
isn't
I think life
it?
is
We all
Rock-
did bio. We should know the
Actually,
exact...
what am I on about? Cells,
Rocks
are,
are
cells
made
are the
of-
building blocks of life.
Timothy
Mitochondria
Cook.
is the powerhouse of
Strings
the
are the
cell.
fucking building blocks of life.
No, I was thinking of atoms. being
So wait,
cells
you're saying
now.
rocks have cells?
No, they don't. They have atoms. That's what I'm going with. I'm drunk, bro. These are.
I'm drunk. How many drinks you had?
Okay, so
2 shots.
by you saying that you're drunk, you mean disregard all the shit that you've said before this point.
Look, everything I'm saying is to just
Nice
stimulate.
Google.
I feel like, in terms of
Mitochondria
physics,
is the
it's
powerhouse.
fixed.
Yeah, true.
Like there's everything's
That is
fixed.
life.
It's not interchangeable. Like we know that this element's this
Good
element.
mitochondria.
Sure, we might not have like I don't know
Don't
discovered
live.
other
Don't
elements,
exist.
Hmm.
we know that like that this element exists and that it can't be changed. And if it
I
is
agree.
changed, it becomes a different element.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Fucking
What I'm
dumb
saying
cunts
is that
fucking try to explain
we
the
know-
fucking
we know
the
we
life
know
of the universe.
we know of all the elements on the periodic table, but that is literally
Relative to
like
us.
0.000 infinite fucking of the amount of elements that actually exist inside the universe.
Well, that's our perceivable universe, isn't it? Obviously, like there are like extensions upon that, but that
Yes.
is what we
and
perceive
so
as
my
like
point is,
our,
if
our
there are-
universe.
because there are so many variables and unknowns in amongst all of that, there has to be forms of life that we can't even comprehend.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Then yes,
You're just
we
agreeing
agree.
with him.
Yes, you are. You're agreeing with everything I've said up to this
I
point.
didn't agree with everything he said. I just agree that like there are like perceivables of life that we like cannot concept. Like, but I don't believe that there are like.
My point is, okay, granted,
I think
we've
all-
only explored in the solar system, right? We've only really gone to Mars.
No, we've gone beyond our solar system, but
I think
Yeah,
all,
but to
all
look
forms
for
of
life.
life.
I think we've
understand
gone beyond our solar system
To
to
look
look
for
for
life.
life. Yeah.
Have we?
No.
Fucking
well-
Voyager 1 and like shit like that has gone outside our universe and exploring the ever expanding
how
global
hasn't,
universe.
that's just past Saturn, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like.
Voyager 1? No way. That is like fucking like 10. Okay.
Yeah, look that up, Jamie. Look that up.
Jay, okay, you're drunk. Anything this cunt said is fucking irrelevant. Fucking hell.
No, but we also send signals out across like the galaxy almost.
Yes,
And
but signals that we think other civilizations can understand and comprehend. That's what I mean.
And then again, I'm pretty sure on things like the Voyager to communicate with.
Wait, what's Voyager 1? I don't even
It's
know.
like this.
what
It's like a
It's
satellite.
a fucking
that they've
satellite, yeah.
sent.
Great.
Well, not like
So
satellite. I
How,
wouldn't say
how is
satellite,
a
per se.
satellite supposed to look for life? Like, we've sent a rover to Mars.
It's
to look
it's
for
more
life.
so not the satellite looking for life, but it's like the satellite will pass and life will sort of like, or other civilizations and species and shit that are advanced enough to go into space and stuff will see that, oh, hey shit, there's like a thing that was created not by like fucking atoms coming together, but like built by someone, and I'm pretty sure they have like a they have a plaque on it that's got to communicate with life. I remember watching like a video about it.
I
But to
think I've seen
communicate
this
with life,
video,
they have like the elements because they know that that's fixed. They know that it can't change. So they have like our like numeracy. 1 is like the fucking what's 1 on the periodic table? It's like 1 fucking
I don't know.
whatever.
I
It's like that.
disregarded everything Timothy Cook ever taught me. So that's high school.
But
Shout
they
out to
have-
Timothy Cook, but-
They have ways
Great
of
teacher.
saying like this is our numeracy system. This is what we know about like the elements and shit in the periodic table. And it's like they basically communicate through physics, not language, because obviously
Yeah.
Even on Earth, if you put a fucking
Obviously.
African man and an English man, you won't understand
Hello?
what the fuck.
Yeah, no, eh? What did you well?
You won't understand it. Like, they won't understand each other. So they've resorted to, like,
Well,
math.
you know what?
and
You're proving
physics
my
and shit.
point even further. If human beings on the one planet can't even understand each other, how the fuck are we supposed to communicate with things from other?
And that goes to the plug through physics and math.
Right.
But
Because they know that that's a fixed.
But we're assuming that
Is
physics
that the
a fixed-
Voyager?
Yeah, both
Yeah,
1 and 2 are
which it
interstellar.
is.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
But
It
you're,
is
you're
fixed.
telling me it is, but how the fuck do we know that it is? Where's the proof that it is fixed? Where's the
That
proof
was
that every other fucking being in the universe uses the same system?
I won't actually.
You've got none.
Because
You've got none.
it is okay. So you're saying that in an entirely different solar system, if they fucking launch something into space, it can stop because it's in a different solar system with a
No,
different
that's
sun
not
and
what I'm
shit.
saying. Yes, we know what space is. We know the physics of space for the most part. But inside of those universes, not fucking
Yeah,
solar,
solar
systems.
systems.
Jesus Christ.
Is it even called a solar system? I'm sure ours is only called a solar system
It
because
would-
of our sun
I-
is called Sol.
Oh,
Whoa. Wow. Incredible. What words have I got? Yes, you're right. He's actually right. Jesus Christ.
but I
Okay.
well, let's put,
no,
let's
I'm
put it
gonna,
this way.
I'm gonna say, here's the inner politician inside of me. I'm gonna define a solar
Solar
system as a
That's what I was
noun,
gonna say.
meaning a collective of planets orbiting a star or a
Just call it a system.
sun. Well, you
Anyway.
can't just call it a system.
A
So
system
the
of what?
Voyagers are
System
interstellar
systems.
Right.
so Aiden's correct.
Alright, well, for the sake of not missing any content we're talking about, I'm going to quickly restart the camera and the recording.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright? Just because we've got a 29 minute limit. If you want to donate to the GoFundMe to get a
I want to buy a rabbit.
Yeah, getting a rabbit.
No.
Subscribe to Mr. The Wow Factor as well. At you
No,
fucking
what
sell
we
that
what
shit.
we actually need is the salary for someone to stand behind the camera and make sure that they're pressing record every 20
Jaden,
minutes.
I'm looking at you. That's your job.
No, Jaden needs dogs.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Gable. Suck me, like-
Wait, not for
Wait,
Frenchmans.
I think one of them just said they're gay.
Huh?
Yeah. Alright, take a seat. Come on, let's go
Oh,
with
fuck,
this.
okay.
Why do you think he's got a ponytail?
Hey, Jared.
Yeah.
Grab another beer.
Yeah, head out there, mate. Alright.
So I can pull him.
Fuck. Mate, you're literally sitting on my podcast right
Shout out to Nat Don.
now. Wow, you really do want to.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Apologise, I'm done.
You really do want to shout out Nat Dunn.
Of course
That's
we
what I
do.
was trying to say.
Nat Don's a loyal
Wait,
supporter.
hold on.
Nat Dunn is a fucking loyal person. Full stop.
Cameron, I mean, as
Wait.
usual, it's me and you carrying this
Wait.
podcast.
Yeah,
And
real
the
quick,
channel.
want to shout out.
Sandra Sarah.
3rd of February, Ashley Mitchell. It's our anniversary. Happy anniversary. Love you. Long time,
Wow.
baby.
Wow.
Yikes.
I respect it.
What you just said.
I respect it.
Oh, yikes.
You're a dog.
Aiden needs dogs.
Let's be honest. Is she gonna get almost an hour into a podcast of us four talking shit?
Fair enough. I don't think so.
No,
Never
she'll
know.
never see it.
She'll get bored.
She'll never see it.
You never know.
You never know. Unlucky. Actually, if you do see it, Merry Christmas.
Jam.
All right.
Let's
Let's continue.
Yeah.
Are we continuing with this?
Do we want to keep talking?
Did you need a reset
this
phone?
Sorry.
space debate?
No, that can keep recording.
Roger that.
Do we want to keep talking about space, or are we past?
I don't mind. I'm fine. It's up to
Maddie
you fellas
McCann.
if you want
We're not going near Maddie McCann. Sorry.
Cameron is.
to.
Come on, man.
FBI. and fucking
You know what? Actually,
police.
I'm going to talk about one thing to do with Maddie McCann.
Start us off, Luke.
You guys might have seen it, and if you haven't, we'll move past it because this is all I want to talk about. It's a Facebook post, and it's like 30 images in a row, and it just kind of outlines the events that unfolded, and
I think I've seen that.
yeah, and it talks about like what the McCanns claimed happened and what witnesses and shit said happened at the hotel. Did any of you see that?
Yeah,
haven't
they
seen
like went out to dinner, left her in there, came back every 10 minutes, and one time the door was open or something.
And she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen that? But
Yeah.
have you guys seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Then we probably shouldn't go there because otherwise we're just going to start talking shit. And,
Aiden knows the story anyway.
Alright, I think we don't go near Maddie McCann. I mean, even mentioning her name is probably a bit of an edgy thing to do.
Joking? Have you seen the internet? You say Maddie Buchanan, fucking.
Yeah, but have you ever listened to a podcast that discussed Maddie McCann?
We're
I'm
fucking
missing
innovating
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
You know what? I agree, but we're not going to go near Maddie McCann again. So, did you see that, people? That stopped right there.
Amazing.
Alright, when are we
You
going
had two. Had 2 shots. I'm wasted.
I'm not fucking
On the
wasted.
route.
Yikes. Who are we actually getting over, boys?
Cameron's mate.
Alright, we need to stop talking about that. This is illegal.
Talking about Georgia.
George Bray. Well, she's not gonna fucking watch this.
She watches your videos.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
No, she doesn't.
She watches Vaden.
In that case, Georgia, thick boy.
Oh, shit. What did you say like 4 minutes ago? Oh, happy anniversary, baby. What are we actually going to talk about? We had so much lined up. I don't want to talk about pill testing. I want to do that proper. Like, I'm going to roast the fuck out of the government. Or not the government, because the government's actually agreeing with
Because
this.
you can.
Fuck
No.
bills.
Yeah, he's a fucking smart cunt.
And the heroin.
No, are we actually
not a
gonna
drug
talk about
addict.
anything? Are we going to end the podcast
Sure,
right
he
here?
is.
Are we going to end the podcast?
No,
or
these
is
are just memes for the end where you can put in like
Well, I
Give
mean,
us the
if we can't-
topic, Luke.
If we
Fucking
can't
your podcast, can't
Hey,
you?
exactly.
fucking, this is supposed to be organic. Like organic farmers. Do we want to talk about organic?
No, we're not talking about organic farmers, alright? That sounds so fucking dog shit, alright?
What,
Do another shot, Luke.
what, on the podcast?
Yeah.
What has this become?
I know.
This turned to shit. We were talking so well. Alright, I'll do another shot.
Wait.
What's so funny about that? But we need to like
Nuggy.
continue
Oh
talking.
my god.
Who's that?
Fuck me.
Is
It's
that you,
my
Mrs.?
mum. Oh shit.
There you come, home. Hey, that's your mum, man.
Me, it's
Answer
actually
it.
my mum.
Answer it. I got an exclusive on the podcast. We've got Cameron
Cameron getting
Stoltenberg.
fucking
Karen Stoltenberg
yelled
getting
at.
reamed by his mum.
reamed. She wants me.
Yo, what's that? Why are you pinging my phone for, you weirdo?
Because you didn't answer my text to me
That's because I have eyes, I can read it. I don't have to text
Yeah,
back.
but I said, okay, and you did not back, okay.
Well, yeah, because I'm doing something right now. I'm in the middle of something.
What are you doing, smoking bowls?
Pass the weed, Cameron!
Honey,
Mum,
what?
I'm just sitting in the lounge room with Jared's house.
What? And you've got me on speaker?
Yes!
Who's there?
Luke, Aiden, and Jared.
No.
Hi, Mrs. Stoltenberg.
Suck
Yeah.
up.
Hi, boys. Stop smoking.
I'm not smoking.
Cameron, it's your turn.
I'll pinky promise you through the phone. I am not smoking right now. No one is.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, okay. I've turned the alarm off so you don't have to worry about it when you come home.
Thank you.
I've turned your bed down like you like, and the night light's on for you, okay?
Ah!
Thanks, Dad.
Drop the mic.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Your parents are mad.
I fucking hate my parents.
Quality content.
You gotta leave that in.
Of course I'm gonna leave it in. I gotta do this shot. I mean, I poured a little bit shot, but I fucking hate Jaeger. I know I said it was nice to shot, and then I had that second shot before, and it was not nice. Well, you gotta talk while I do it.
Bitch!
I'm not a fucking bitch.
Give us the topic to talk about.
What are you fucking
heroin.
Yeah, I do heroin. Once.
Alright, actually, what's your thoughts on illicit drugs?
Let people do them.
It should just be illegal. I mean, legal. The government should just tax
Everything.
it.
Everything.
Yeah.
Tax it.
Yeah, just tax it.
Wow, you're a businessman.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
He's a dealer. What do
I
you
feel like-
expect?
I feel like there's two aspects.
The
of
government
people
taxes
doing
it. They make fucking money out of it. So fucking, what's the point of fucking making it like illicit?
Stiggies are like.
The government
Yeah,
might
that's
as well put
bad.
money into the fucking their pockets and the fucking drug dealers like fucking pockets.
Then again, I think I do think that if the government like legalize it and like have their own brand and tax it, then people don't want to fucking pay the government and they'll just get like the good shit from their dealer. You know what I mean? Like surely
I
the
doubt
government can't produce like good weed or fucking good
Pretty sure they
heroin
can.
and shit.
But look,
Yeah, but
go
what-
and look at like America, like all the fucking like weed businesses, like once it's been like legalized, like you might as well just buy from your fucking like
Mike Tyson.
business.
Mike Tyson
Yeah, exactly.
is starting a weed retreat.
Exactly. All these fucking like celebrities are fucking bring up their own brands of weed. Why the fuck would you buy from your dealer when you can just buy from fucking like a shop and just be like,
Hey,
Then again,
think
as
about
a
the
dealer-
fact. Think about the fact. Okay, marijuana should be legal. I'm going to say it right here, right now.
Weed.
Weed. I got voted future Prime Minister of Australia. So basically, make weed legal right now because I said so.
Got my vote.
A little bit of yeah, but anyway, imagine going to 7-Eleven,
I don't know how much it is.
24-hour 7-Eleven. You can go and get yourself a little bit of marijuana.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
Fuck your dealer. Fucking just go to 7-Eleven. Fucking servo run. Fucking.
Servo.
I feel like a dealer would have to adapt. Like obviously, I feel like if I was a dealer,
You
If I was
couldn't
a dealer-
adapt though.
anyone with a fucking brain would be like, okay, so the government's selling it for fucking, say I sell it for 30, government sells it for 25, I'll sell it for 20. Like, why would you go spend $5 more and give money? I feel like people will be like, fuck the government, and they'll just go buy
But it's
cheaper
like,
weed
oh
from
mate,
the
I'm
dealer.
here right now. It's like, oh yeah, I'll be there in half an
Yeah,
hour. Why
but
not
at the
just go to
same
the
time,
fucking servo?
why do
It's like,
people not do that with ciggies?
Okay, would you not? Okay, weed, I guess, is a fucking shitty example because
You can't,
yes,
wait, you can't
it's
grow
safe.
your own tobacco and shit. There's like a process that with cigarettes.
You can bring them in.
What do you mean?
From
Go to
international.
fucking like Port Vila and just stuff them in your suitcase. Got any ciggies? No.
Yeah, but then the government's like, yeah, you got too many cities. Fucking.
No.
take 'em out.
No, you don't.
Like-
Go on a cruise. They don't
Yeah,
check it.
on the cruise.
No, well,
like you
it's
walked
fucking
in and they're
cruises,
like,
fucking-
you got any illicit things? No.
I literally
enough.
brought in like double the alcohol limit and no one cared.
Yeah, but if you go on a plane, they're fuckers like pat you down, fucking
Yeah,
cavity
because
search your
fucking
fucking
Jasper
how many cigarettes
people.
you got, fucking.
Fucking Jasper Guzman people.
Who the fuck's Jasper Guzman?
Your mate.
Your mate.
Alex's mate. Touch my aircon, bro.
I hope Jasper watches this. Jasper, if you do watch this, we want to hang out, bro.
Yeah, come back on league, you fuck. Show us how I'm bidding on. You know.
Get
And Alex
written.
Level, if you're watching this, you're a fucking cuck, mate. You
You're-
should be here.
You're
Hey.
a beta male. You really should be here. Unlucky. Should we pull out the whip?
Have front of Sam's brother's 21st or whatever the
Well,
fuck you're at.
Pretty sure he's home right now. It's like fucking 1 o'clock in the
Get
morning.
him over. See you soon, Alex.
We're probably keeping Jared's mum's awake. Mum awake? Mum's awake.
You have
Mum's
two
a
mums.
lesbian. Confirmed.
Yeah, well, you know what the wise men say? If your dad doesn't have a beard, you got two mums.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing.
Two
I don't
beardless
think that's a
mums.
thing either.
Don't have a beard.
Yep.
What are you
I
doing?
mean,
Hello? Real bad.
Alright,
I'll be back.
thanks.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
sure
look,
he does. Taking his phone, like,
Look, I think that's a good place to end it then.
Yeah,
It's a good
right.
place to end this one. I mean,
Can't just
Yeah.
be rambling for like the past like 20 minutes or whatever. So
yeah,
it's
that's why it's a good end. Like, most people would have tuned out by now.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, most people are not going to watch this anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch 10 minutes in there, fucking. Alright.
Oh, what is this?
Look at this bunch of
Some
fucking
fucking
gays.
bunch
Yeah,
of gays
basically,
sitting
at
on
this
the couch.
point, you can just start saying, Cameron's chocked off.
Sandy Sarabolak.
Pig.
Fuck you.
Alright, let's leave it there, boys. Did you have a good time?
What?
Merry Christmas, people.
Yeah!
Have a fantastic night. And we'll see you
Choke
later.
me
Bye.
in the bar.